first half with so much utility up against a double controller of Paper Rex.
And again, it's been an incredibly competitive journey for all these teams. So many teams yet to bleed, yet to have a scratch on them. And we have Paper Rex, who is on the forefront of that, who's been absolutely dominant. Forsaken, we don't even need to look at him. He gets 2. Mindfreak gets 1. As Delby and Adrian King, they try to trade it out.
Oh my god.
Forsaken is on a rampage. Oh my goodness, indeed, Aserai, but no gods will save Alter Ego.
Paper Rex actually just went away from the initial guiding light here. And Adrian King might not know that the swing is going to be prepared for Benkai, who only has the shield, or rather the smoke out. That was a bit of a misplay from Paper Rex, but the zooms from Jing just to get a little bit more information, and Devi already left onto Hookah, able to deal some damage here. 2 versus 2 to remain. The jump out from Delby, a little bit too hopeful there, won't you say, Raph? But now it's turned into the 1 versus 2 as Axelovia comes through the teleporter, and that means the Paper Rex will know where he will peek out, and this smoke might not be lasting for longer as he tries to drop out through Hookah.
Definitely, and with Mindfreak and Jing setting up a great crossfire. Despite what we talked about with their playstyle, the fundamentals are still absolutely sharp and as refined can be. And we might just see that in play right now. No overextensions on both sides, really, as Axelovia is trying to make a little bit of ground for himself. Try to be cheeky, getting that smoke for Octagon, but Mindfreak
still gets so much value. Anyways, Jing still not changing any speed whatsoever. The speed that he comes at is his blazing, blistering outside of U-Haul. Axelovia spotted anything but Prowler, so that's gonna at least net him 1 kill. 2, 3 kills for Axe. Oh, this is so good for Alter Ego. Not yet done. Delby has the opera, not the opera, excuse me, but the showstopper in hand. Although Forsaken and Devi both have repositioned for really good positions here. Devi,
great side. Noxy has that operator too. So if they can find that value, that range that they would love to keep that operator at, then Paper Rex might have a little bit of trouble, Aserai.
That's true, and Nox is somebody that can always get that value off of this operator. Already good for the first, but now they spotted where he is. He can always TP back onto Heaven, which is perfect for him as he holds the angle onto Showers. The rest of Alter Ego have come in, but Benkai, he's not gonna know this, although he's spotted by a teeny tiny crack onto the smoke there, unfortunately. Raph, Devi comes into the corner, will get flushed out. Mindfreak the only one to remain as he tries to get a little bit of a peekaboo outside of Showers. Will get denied. Use basically almost everything, even the smokes of Axelovia. And speaking of the man himself, he is already at the site alongside Adern King. Noxy has been found out. Adern King, though, timing is going to be essential, is going to be crucial as he drops right down. Beautiful shot onto Mindfreak, and the one last to remain is going to be Devi. A little bit slow there from Paper Rex. Adern King does not hit the shot. That's unfortunate. He still has time to plant this. 30 seconds. Axelovia. Oh, he doesn't spot it. And he just backs away. Perfectly done by Axe. Coming in through market, there is no trap for Forsaken here, so they're just going to be able to get through this. Although Jing backing up, I think he knows. Benkai, though, sets up the nice little lineup. Okay, I like that one. Delby comes in for the swing. The Bison spotted. Mindfreak into the corner. Needs to hit the shot first with that. With that Sheriff. Good stuff. Benkai spotted 1 already. Jing coming into the corner, and Adrian King doesn't find him. Oh, this is a 1 versus 1 with the spike being half defused by Axelovia. And Jing spots his opponent first, tries to reposition, goes in wild, and he's made the noise. Does Axelovia know that he's right in front of him? Axe? He doesn't know! But they have to be very aware. Forsaken can't really push out of B long here, especially now that they spotted where the Sky might be. Again, Sky being the queen of B long will get flushed out by the Nightfall as there's so much utility being thrown out here. This is going to be pure madness if they actually try to push in on this, which I think Paper Rex will not try to do. The wraparound and the reposition. The Vi very trapped. He feels unsafe, as you can see, as he pushes out to the market, but he needs to do something right here and now. Mindfreak, no more utility other than just the Molly. So he's gonna have to peek through this. Devi, how good as he is against Noxy, not good enough. Axelovia also has repositioned all the way through Heaven, and for a save.
Rain over the site, they clear out Octagon, but they don't hear that sound spot as we have a perpetrator in Elbow. And there you go, he gets taken care of as Devi was the last line of defense for B. Now a mad rotate is coming here, and they push through the smokes. Do they know that they're on the site? I can't believe Forsaken still survives that, even gets a kill for himself. And Alter Ego try to hold on, but Jing! He gets 2! Noxy too! Oh, come on, Noxy. Well, if he can do it, I can do it back. don't you worry about it. Apparently, Forsaken yet again on a low HP situation where he's tasked to kill the boogeyman, which is in the form of Noxy and Adrian King. Oh, the movement?
Oh my god!
And oh my god, indeed, yet again, we've been caught to death! Oh god! Players have been out! Also adjusting to this lineup.
100% are. Devi here might need to run away as soon as can be, as Delby. There's no breaks in this man's feet, but Devi has already found out too. There's the peek out. Axlovia still charging right in. And you were mentioning, Raph, where was the good flash from Adrian King? There it was. Although, unfortunately...
You did mention that was the bonus, and I feel like the damage has been done. So this is still pretty much even ground. But you know what? Devi gets a quick kill onto Noxy. The chubby crush gear looking a little more solid, a little more intangible. As invulnerability has been a spell that's been hanging over the heads of both of our players. Devi gets one on that entry. Mindfree gets a trade, and Pandemonium ensues. Once again, Pandora's box is it opens for everybody, and Jing with a spray through the smoke.
He is so close, just being spotted, but Noxy gotta check those corners. He can just TP out if need be, and they're actually just gonna try to peek him through. But again, quick Mamba out there from Noxy. Now he's a little bit afraid of what could happen. Nightfall for Nightfall. They will be able to get in this B side. Benkai trying to be at least a cheeky little boy that comes right in for the play. Philippine, what a shot through the head! But Forsaken comes into the TP, gets the 2. Will not miss the chance that Jing has given him. And Adrian King and Kush very much exposed to the elements. Now Adrian King gonna have to back away. Kush coming through Murder Hole. Spots out Forsaken. Absolutely perfect from Kush. And this gives them a fighting chance. Mind Freak might get spotted by this Prowler. Timing. Ooh, last possible second Raph. Kush, he's not going to be looking through this. Mind Freak might have gotten the keys to the city, the keys to the clutch of this round. He might have spotted the first one. Oh, okay, never mind. If he gets this though, one more shot. He almost got it.
But to see them just go at it, it's very fun. Not for Kush maybe, as Jing denies him. He's like, yeah, that's pretty impressive, buddy. Forsaken says, yeah, Noxy, don't ever do that again. And this alter ego offense, somewhat lacking as Delby gets a trade. Axlovia finds the Forsaken on top of the truck. And my. Axe is the last left alive here. A 1v3 escapade for him. He does have the leeway to move around his smokes.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. Beautiful snake bite to just isolate him and limit the options in the smoke.
He's going to throw all of his utility here as they try to stop the onslaught from the rest of Alter Ego. Forsaken plays it to the corner, but there's Delby with the swing.
Delby.
Absolutely perfect. One shot is all he needs with that showstopper as it ignites the show here for Alter Ego. Again, 5 rounds is what they need. Benkai comes into the TP. Noxy already very much afraid of what could be. Immediately TP's out for the reposition. Tries to go around elbow here. Mindfree coming into the corner. Both controllers from Paper X still alive. So what they mean by this is Mindfreak still has a smoke, but yeah, teeny tiny gap for Delby to work with there. Now Paper X is Benkai. Oh, you dirty man. He's gonna be able to hit the shot, isn't he? Almost gets it. Noxy.
Somewhat toss this into madness, as you mentioned. And now here we go. They kind of walk onto the site here. Mind Freak potentially doing a bit of a Chris Angel impression. Nobody knew where he came from, but Delby has answers. Benkai looking like a criminal, stealing a kill onto Noxy and getting the upgrade. Delby and Axlovia, who's been heroes, who's been a very strong duo.
Oh my god.
Cannot land a beat on Jing, but Axlovia, he finds his stability. He plants his feet and finally hits that jumper as Delby decay. He's waiting for that HP, but look at this, more vulnerability. So much being thrown.
Paper X are playing to their utmost of what they can, but Alter Ego is still, again, a team that can always bring it back up, but the problem therein lies. He thought he was going to be on the ground. You talk about how ground power is strong for Alter Ego. With Paper X, they have anti-air establishments to just make this a possibility for them. Devi spotted out one already, and it's all down to Noxy. Where does this player in lie? He's all the way through there. Ooh, the TP opens, but there's no one. It's a 1 versus 5, man. He's got to have to fight first before he plants his spike. Okay, he's gone for the first. Cannot transition for the second, and Paper Rex. So as I mentioned, I think this is because they just don't want the blade to hit onto one of their players, especially Benkai. But look at that trade. Even through the swap out onto the shorty, still no damage really done too much, leaving Delby a drinking as well as Kush to just try to play for the retake a turn. Able to at least pop himself in onto Arcade with that flash. Push out from the open, trying to fight with a frenzy. Not going to work in the end. And as the Durn gets spotted, though, they need to be thrown out. Forsaken's right then and there. And even if he can try to even it out against Forsaken.
Those holds that they've been really adamant on potentially been the reason, but Kush is here and Axe love you as well, Aserai. They tear this defense, or rather this offense up, getting a stop and getting a big advantage, but history has told us that this third round is usually gonna go to the way of the upgraded weapons. So business as usual. Noxy knocks out Mind Freak. I don't believe in your magic. As Devi, the one man alone on this roster still. But now he will rejoin his comrades.
Let the paper sway one way, and that's gonna be where it comes from. Wow. Jing! How fast is this man going to be? Almost able to net himself a second. But Ardern King able to go for the embrace. Devi, though, reacts in time. Waits for the lurk. I think he's already aware that Delby could be coming right through on the spawn. The timer! Oh, he picked up his rendezvous. That,
to be honest, I thought Devi was completely blind. That was unfortunate, I feel like. And as he did clench up his fist, he balled it up. But now Alter Ego, Aserai, they have a big advantage here. But still, Forsaken. Okay, never mind, I lied! What a spray down! Delby go for that mad sprint, Aserai. But look at this, it is a much more aggressive spread for Alter Ego. Has it been working out? No. Apparently not. Oh my goodness, and they're getting torn to bits. Delby gets a trade, but Mind Freak, like you mentioned, still playing with the minds, the hearts, the aim, potentially. Alter Ego, they are still getting torn up to bits. 2v2 now. All of a sudden, Paper X, they turn up the dial. They rev up those fryers, baby. And now Jane gets Noxy.
Oh, Adrian. Last person standing, Raph. Oof. Is he gonna get through this, though? I don't know.
I think let's see what happens, right? Because we have so many calls. We're like, oh yeah, he's not gonna. Wait a minute, relax, stop, no. But Adrian King, like you mentioned, still kind of going in a back and forth here. But now he's in a bit of a corner. The flash is there. Right time, get that 0 point. And now we have the rolling thunder. And this time around, it's not the simple one.
Oh. Okay, Kush is starting to beat up. He's gotten 2 already. He's gonna have to fight this tooth and nail by himself. Jing, though, just unfazed by the flash. Unfortunately here, Raph. We'll give Paper X a little bit of contact onto B. Noxy embraces them with the operator. 2 versus 2. Slowly peek out. That's going to be a little bit awkward if he tries to do so again. But so smart onto Benkai. No way exactly that he absolutely does this. 20 seconds onto the Dream. The flash, the blind. Noxy can't get through. And Benkai can actually reposition to now start planning the spike. 13 seconds. Wall bang. Wall bang. Noxy. Noxy. The Rolling Thunder. You're dead. Holy DP's out. Oh my god. Hang on. Fault line's still there. He knows he's right there underneath him, and Noxy tries to fake out. It's not simple plays, but Noxy does it! He made so that Benkai glitched, or rather flinched through the trap. This built different, dude. This guy, even though he's not as, it feels like he's not as snappy as Forsaken and everything, he just hits those. Anyways, gets away with bloody murder as he finds Forsaken. Delby also finds another. Jing gets a bit of value with that showstopper as it connects onto 1. Kush has activated his ultimate as well, and they're gonna have to try to cross this. Benkai very far from the case, or rather, excuse me, Mind Freak very far from the case so that he can just use that wall to get them a little bit situated in. Kush wins the battle, and now it's all down onto Mind Freak, who's already onto the site. But
space making to do, and Kush really needing that timing. But look at this. They go walk into the site. Maybe the operator's not the best weapon to barrel stuff with, but nobody has discovered that yet. Noxy gets a little bit of safety, but as soon as I say that, I conjure up the bad juju for him. Devi and Benkai left alone. Benkai equals the rounds, like we said, doesn't tell the story. Oh, but even with a quick trade, Axelovia and his stubbornness with the shorty is going to cut the opposition down. Oh, but the spike is still here. Devi, a man on a mission. It's very intact, and the way they've been peeking is also quite tactful, respectful of what Paper X can do. But Noxy, no care in the world with the tour de force, even showing Benkai what the spectator lobby looks like. But Jing is quick on the trade before Noxy gets one more with a shorty. The damage has been done, and the deed could potentially still be in play. Noxy gets a third. No way he walks in with the shorty. Well, Mindfreak says no, certainly. 2v2 now, Asteroid. Devi with the operator, but Mindfreak equalizes it, but that's not the key target. They still want to get that plan down. Adrian King doesn't even have that much utility, but the flash, what can he do with the flash? Walks in, decay, the timer, slowing down. Adrian King, the health bar.
As they come in, Devi, very afraid of the contact, actually abandons his position as well as the classic, so he's going to be playing with what in hand? 4 shots on the headhunter and the shorty, actually still not too bad, but Alter Ego, yep, this is their round. This is looking really strong. Noxy able to hit a couple more. Mindfreak just gets down to half. Kush gets the refrag as soon as, and now it's all down to Devi and Benkai. Benkai's been spotted out into the open. Adrian King is making sure that he can get all of the information that needs be. This will again force the... Is it the weaker buy? It's actually the weaker buy for Alter Ego here. Still, they push out with 3 or 4 out immediately outside of A main. Devi's gonna be alone here, but still does have the TP. Mindfreak just waiting through his teeny tiny wall. Drenkin gets the pick as soon right after, but Devi still holding very hardly outside of A main. Good headshot angle. Noxy hits the body for the 1 versus 1, and Benkai, where does this man lie? Right behind on A main.
Oh no. Is he gonna wait for the rendezvous?
Is
he gonna shiv Noxy? Noxy, don't press E. Whatever you do. Okay, well now he sees Benkai. He's like, yeah, well, maybe not. As Benkai... Maybe this is the bait? He has it! That's the first half of the play! Can he finish it? It's all about execution. Noxy's completely blind! He fires the shot.
Alter Ego back onto the full purchase here. But it's Alter Ego. They're actually going to be just looking straight up into the A side as they start to charge right in. Delby clearing it out with the help from his fast lane. Drenkin gets 1. Isolation from him against Benkai. They can't really find the pick just yet. Aftershock just to give them a little bit more leeway to get into the site, but Alter Ego starting to get dismantled here a little bit more, Raph.
Well, I think they're the ones doing the dismantling here as Benkai tries to answer back with this defensive side on Paper X. I would say somewhat lacking. Alter Ego, though, they have been turning it up all the way. But time is still winding down, even though there's quite a bit of round. Now, sir, I want to hear your input on this. How do you think Paper X can manage to get an early halt onto this? Because once again, look at that. They kind of spread out still with the ultimate. I mean, the 0 point. But look at this. Paper X, they trail it up. The defense is finally come alive. But Axe loves you, puts him back into the grave. Now, 3v1. Well, they've answered my question for me. The answer is shoot good. Ability, later. We just shoot good. We shoot really, really good. And the defensive line, it stays intact.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It feels like they've been a lot more
30 seconds
reliant on what abilities they can throw to delay Alter Ego. But again, Alter Ego rush at the speed at which they can't really be picked off of, right?
Hot has been somewhat doused. And now Alter Ego, they still have site control, but Mindfreak, if he gets his feet planted on the site, then that's going to be the Viper's Pit almost immediately being expended.
Now on the retake, they're able to at least gap themselves onto the side. Delby, as you can see, is so near onto the flank that if Paper X are slow at this is going to be absolutely horrendous for them in particular. Axe now uses the orbital strike to delay them even further. Benkai gets gobbled up by the ultimate, and Delby comes in for the swing. That is not yet halved. He needs to hit the shot, but Delby's so quick on the slide, and Alter Ego.
Some value in Delby, who's been spearheading this operation, this assault. Has been broken, Asura. He's not going to be seen anytime soon. Jing with the trade as Kush, who was nearly the star of the last round, gets the, once again, theoretical spearhead for Paper X as well.
This is going to be bad for Devi. There's one already holding on to tower, so he repositions quickly on Dice here just to get a little bit more cover right behind him. It's actually working. He got the first trade off. Noxy does get the pick in the end. There's still some value here. Forsaken has made his presence known on B main, but can't really push through that because he only does have the judge. Noxy trying to see if somebody's going to be peeking through the smoke, but he's had enough. He wants to peek by himself. Ultimate used by Kush just to stop Forsaken from sliding right in. Still gets the reposition, and look at that. Forsaken pops off for the round victory. Speaking of which, Noxy not far behind. They're being able to get the one up against his opponent there. Benkai, this is a one and done. He is just full blinded and is somehow gets through all the smokes. Unfortunately, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. It's absolutely not. Jing though, okay, hang on. Jing is starting to reel right back up. The plant on the spike is on Dice. He hits the shot. Oh my God, Jing was almost about to explode. Knocks
on that clutch. As that's something that he has to kind of move forward from. Delby nearly becomes a victim of bad timing. Mindfreak gets a big double. But Axlovia is on that trade with a Guardian, and that's going to help their cause to get upgraded weapons. But the Vi playing Duck Hunt takes the axe out of the air. And now we see an even more perilous journey. Because the Vi is so sharp, he even gets a third Aserai.
And Neon. All right, Delby's gonna come in. All right, we're not done just yet.
We're not done just yet. And once we hear that coveted voice line that everybody's such a fan of, it's Delby who gets a trade. Oh my goodness, the buff, Aserai. I am so done with you, but Jing and the rest of Paper X, they explode. Now Jing's still up in the sky. Adrian King and Noxy still to hold on to the crowns. But Jing crowns Adrian King with lead, ferocity, and violence as Noxy, who's clutched this exact same position, gets a bit of an upgrade. But look at that. The spike is within arm's reach, but a minute is left to be had. So really a lot of playtime here. Can he get those teleports up, those rendezvous points, those anchors set? Mindfreak. Look at Jing and Benkai. Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry. And you can see there is no disparity with what they're aiming
for. Noxy.
A naked one, but Noxy kind of disturbing the peace. Once again, showing up, finding one more with, as you mentioned, a bit of a nude operator. I would say glass cannon would have been an optimal choice. It doesn't really matter, Aserai. The setup is just a little too crazy. And finally, put some clothes on, man. Benkai tells Noxy, no more indecency for you. And the fault line is perfect. He isolates it. Adrian King, Breach versus Breach. The 1v1 of a lifetime, potentially the first mark of greatness for this overtime. As the cards have been shuffled. Noxy, who's been found for going with that glass cannon. What happened to Delby there? A little bit of confusion. Maybe again, a little bit of sensory overload on his end. But Paper X, only 3 members alive.
Oh, this is bad. Agent's got an access to his ultimate there. The delay for Forsaken for just a teeny tiny bit, but this is a pinch. This is a sandwich. It's one onto the side. Benkai still gets some value. Doesn't know that one has gotten through on A main. Forsaken does Forsaken things. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. And Devi, he's risked the purchase on the operator. Oh no, he doesn't even have any headhunters. It's only this and just a pistol in hand. This is going to be just absolutely impossible for him to handle. That smoke's about to dissipate, and he's going to be out in the open for easy pickings for the rest of Alter Ego. We don't even need that. We're going to go to game number 3 here, Raf. The fight's not over.
A lot of the teams in early defaults were, hey, let's get the Sage roll up, let's not fight for backside, and let's not fight for orange. And Noxy has a problem with people entering his garage. Cannot seem to find Jing, who's right in the spot where he got a very iconic ace with the Sheriff, if y'all still remember. And now, as we carve the path for the future, that wall, like you mentioned, may be a little questionable in terms of value, especially eating up the fragments. But gosh, finds Forsaken, and a 2v4. Never mind then, as Adrian King still tries to get that number advantage going. Paper X, maybe a step slower, maybe slipping on the ice. They kind of have to change.
Clear-cut picture as an initiator, it is going to be so difficult to slow down the pace of this man.
I would always almost prefer a Sova, because potentially if they had a Sova drone there, then maybe Benkai would still be alive. But again, just the preferences as we see Kush. Maybe he heard me. It's like, look at my drone. Let's get a little bit of value off that. And a beautiful flash by Adrian King. Axlovia with the snake bite. Great. The interests maybe a little too much for Paper X to truly hinder. But Benkai getting Adrian King like that, it's going to start the show for them, forcing these Spectres to play a little more claustrophobic than they would like. But the double swing, beautifully timed. But Kush is on that Sova, getting that shock dart lineup on Forsaken. So maybe, just maybe, they could get this round on the board for them. But I'm not entirely sure what Alter Ego was trying to do, pushing out Maze like that. But Kush is like, you know what? I got this. Don't worry about it too much. I already found my first frag. Really has split up the site, giving them just temporary clearance. But Forsaken, you can tell that he's worried of any off-time pushes. Can he find some value? Yes, he does. Adrian King, who was pivotal in that defense, gets culled. And Forsaken, yet again, stealing the light away. And he does get an important double kill. Noxy, we have championed him so much. But he will take a bit of a peek. But that is going to be his cue to mad dash out of here.
I love Forsaken's movement, man. It is crazy. Big man.
It's okay. It's absolutely fine. It's my second one. It's fine. But Kush gets a second kill for himself as well. The first of the round, actually, the opener. But wait a minute, wait a minute. The second one comes in the form of Forsaken. Benkai's like, yeah, I can double up too. Let's get one. Let's get that going. Adrian King, who's infiltrated the other side of the world. But Benkai hitting him with the Uno reverse card. Finds Noxy. And what an angle indeed, as he is on top of that tropical hut in such a frozen tundra. But Divide yet again. And I think a lot of people forget, Divide is actually one of the more dedicated chambers on Paper X. It's only recently that Adrian King has decided that I want to clutch this out. Divide once again, slippery as slippery can be, using that movement, the bob and weave. But now he's going to be a little hindered. The patience is here. Divide, can he find the head angle? No, no. The head angle reserved for Crown, fit for Adrian King.
They'll have to reset. The ultimate was used, but again, there is a lot of stopping power. Nightfall just to secure a little bit more. They're rushing right in. They're deafened, but they're not afraid. Delby still hitting a couple of their shots here. They're not done just yet. One big flank coming in from a Dren King, as the rest of their members of Paper X are out in the open. Thankfully, Mindfreak is still alive, so the Viper Spit does give them a little bit of cover. But Noxy has played at the back. He's now on Nest. It's about to explode. Mindfreak does find him on the top of things. Does he have the angle? Absolutely not. Divide has the operator in hand, hits one shot, but he is getting corralled here. That's the Molly, and that's going to be about it. An Alter Ego.
A new round, potentially new excursion to happen here. This Exodus is the name of the game for Delby and Adrian King. They tear apart Paper X, but Divide is so quick to build them back up alongside Jing. Have faith, have a little more time in their hands, as Kush cannot find those shots that were so handed to him, or at least spoon-fed in the previous round. The spike has been planted, and an effort has to be made here by Alter Ego to flush out the rest of Paper X. We know how the setup is going to work. Every single Paper X member is going to be training their eyes forward. And Forsaken sees the gun barrel of Noxy, even teases Kush just a little bit, as they still shuffle their decks, potentially see what they can find in the graveyard of strats. As Mindfree goes for the classic, let's cover the flank, but the null command, it doesn't tag up the Vi. And Kush, he is gonna be feeling a little sore after that one, but Delby's quick on the trades. Mind Freak entering the minds of both Noxy and Delby on absolutely monstrous swings. But Axlovia, who is also on that Viper, again, to hold down the fort against such explosive players. Really, really difficult. Wow, I can't believe they've...
Last round.
Well, it is the last round, but I feel like that was so anticlimactic. The Nightfall, face your fear.
Although the rest of Alter Ego already looking for this A site.
Oh!
Ooh.
What is the
ghost? What is the ghost but a weaker weapon, right? That's why everybody goes Frenzy in Classic now. It's still good, but at that close range, it's kind of not.
Yeah, case in point, as the Frenzy finds so much value in both sides, the Vi's like, I don't need any of those. I have my own gun. But Mind Freak, bonus round.
The Vice is not hitting any shot. Unfortunately for him, he's going to lose his life here. Mind Freak has a position. Oh, he is tuckered in on this corner, but the flash from Adrian King really helps Alter Ego solidify his sight. As you mentioned, very expensive round for them. Benkai, what are you doing? Well, what he was doing was at least alerting the tension of Adrian King here, as Axe is still yet to plant the spike. Mind Freak and Benkai very low in HP. And Axe here needs to find a little bit more solace. Benkai has himself a nice little pocket, so he doesn't go into the positioning of Axlovia here, who backs away into the safety of default. Tries to not plan to spike, but rather look for a fight. He's right on top. Benkai spots his nice little shoulders.
Freeform Jazz, I don't want to adhere to bars, to scales, none of that organized play, as Delby thrives in the chaos, thrives in the careening musical notes that has been being produced by all these guns, and Nox even finds Benkai, but Mindfreak is on the trade. Again, Asarai, the impact of Adrian King is almost universal at this point. Jail is but a construct. Jing is transcendent, as what may have looked like a mishap, to be honest with you, with the aggressive Blade Storm. The umbrellas and alter ego were made out of steel and adamantium. They survive it, they weather it a little bit. But once again, no matter how solid you are, the forces of nature, they answer back, and Jing is its conduit. Incarnated as Carnage itself. Forsaken gets one with a classic. How does that make sense? It doesn't matter. Adrian King trying to fend off everybody. But Forsaken once again hitting them with a Raigeki. Eliminate, exposed his teammates. Like, oh, I'm sorry. But here we go, the Nightfall. No sound cues whatsoever. Trust in the eyes. But Mindfreak, he gets Noxy with the assist of that decay. And Axe Lavia, like you mentioned, gets the trade out, but the Vi, he is just too sharp. The brittleness of the cold is making alter ego shatter just a little bit. In Kush, we want him to heat up. Everybody wants him to be the hero. He doesn't. But now he's gonna give himself away. Too much to handle, and even goes for a head removal surgery. But the doctor is not in. The scalpel not as sharp, but his presence being there, it's enough to give AE pressure. Kush, again, the outstanding performer, but Benkai, one more for him. Axe Lavia has something to say, and he gets a double, but he tries to jump back. The Fader is not enough. The space taken by Forsaken, and they get stared down once again by the Abyss. Paper X don't blink. Alter ego, they run out of